In this video, I'm going to add to what we learnt about verbs with our new tenses that we learnt in stage 6. So if you are new to this, make sure you go back and look at the stage 4 verbs video. So firstly, just to recap, in Latin, as in English, all verbs have person, number, and tense. Unlike English, Latin verbs change their endings depending on these three things. You should remember by now that person refers to who is doing a verb, and it can be one of three things. It can be either first person, which we use to talk about ourselves, second person to talk to someone else, or third person to talk about someone else. Number is probably the most straightforward. It simply means how many people are doing a verb. So this is either singular, meaning one, or plural, meaning more than one. When we combine these things, we get the 6 possible endings that a verb can have. So we're going down the singular column first. So the first ending is for I, second you, third he, she, or it. Then we go to plural we, you, all, and they. In stage 6, we met a new concept called tense, and this tells us when a verb is being done. We've now met 3 different tenses, and I'm going to go over what these ones mean in a bit more detail. The first tense that we've been translating right from the beginning is the present, referring to an action that I'm doing right now. So, for example, I eat, I am eating, and I do eat is all translated by the present tense in Latin. In the imperfect, it refers to an ongoing action in the past. So in English, either I was eating or I used to eat. In contrast, the perfect is a completed or one-off action. So I ate, have eaten, or did eat. The endings are different for each of these 3 tenses, so we need to learn them off by heart. The present tense endings are OST, mustus nt, refer back to the song with the scary cat if you need some help memorizing these. And remember, ambulo can mean I walk, I am walking, or I do walk, depending on the context, and so on for the other forms. The imperfect tense is very recognizable, bam, bas, bat, bamus, batus, bant. Look out for that BA and know that it's a was or a were somethinging. Again, ongoing action in the past, so ambulabam can either be I was walking or I used to walk. Think about what's best in your story. Finally, our other new tense is the perfect tense. Perfect means completed or finished. So this is a one-off completed action in the past, and the endings are e isti it, emus istis erunt. Sometimes it stands out because the stem of the verb, so that's the grey bit that we've added the ending to, looks a bit different to the usual form. And in this one here, we've got a V, which makes it stand out as being a bit different. So ambular we can mean either I walked, I have walked, or I did walk, and so you choose what sounds best in your story. Finally, I really strongly recommend that you compare these 3 sets of endings to help you look for patterns so that it's easier to recognize. For example, the second person singular always has an S in it, third person singular always ends in a T, mus and tis stand out nicely for first and second person plural, as does NT for the third person plural. So looking at these patterns will help you to memorize them. Finally, just to recap, person tells us who's doing a verb, number how many, and tense tells us when, so this is a new concept for us. Refer back to the patterns to help you learn the endings, and then you can recognize them in the stories and translate them correctly.